Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing family relationships and issues on Thursday. And today, and right now, the next segment, we're going to be discussing the topic about the fact that many couples, some couples actually, get married simply because one of the partner, the woman got pregnant. It was based on somebody's message on social media, which caught our attention, that stop marrying simply because you impregnated a woman. When we're growing up, once you impregnate a girl, you have no choice. You have to get married. I have a friend, a very close friend of mine, who that was the reason why he got married. And it was a serious friction between between him and his wife for many years. It took them lots of years to eventually go past that hurdle and then fall in love truly with each other. But what are your thoughts on this societal stigma that forces a couple to get married simply because there's a baby involved? Do you think it's the right choice in the interest of the child, or do you think it's not necessary to get married if both of you feel you're not compatible? That's our conversation right now. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourView TVC so we can read your tweet. I'd like to start with BC because this kind of area is something that you're very passionate about. The things we do is because of the interest of the child. We think of the future. We don't want a child to be raised out of wedlock. We don't want the child to be raised without two parents. So family, friends, and make a decision. No, we are pregnant.
He has to marry you.
He has to marry you.
Yeah.
Do you think that still holds water today?
Even back in the day, it didn't hold water. But women just found a way to manage whatever they saw in that relationship. There's always this need for the average woman to want to have a child within the confines of marriage. And that is very valid. That's what we preach. That's what we hope for. That's what we aspire for. But there's something I always say. The person that you are banishing, if you get pregnant, will you be able to marry that person? Is it the kind of person that you don't mind spending the rest of your life with? I think that's one of the questions that we need to start asking ourselves. So I'm getting into this sexual relationship with this guy. Do I like him enough to be the father of my child? That's one. Does he want me enough to want to spend his life with me? That's the second aspect that we must know before before the sexual event happens. Sorry, my sister. We must begin to have these tough conversations. Or even if you're not so open to those conversations, you must look at the signs around, because you can have somebody who likes you for the kind of vibe you give to him, but he doesn't want to settle with you. He has his idea of a wife that he wants. He has an ideal, would I say, ideal idea of how his wife should be. But because he has not met that wife, or he has not seen the wife, or the wife has not given him...
Let me pause. I don't want us to talk like that. You know why? Because this new life that we are living now is different from what you're saying.
No, it's not different. Now, this life we did now. I'm just helping our sisters there.
Wait.
Not to get into this trap. I'm not talking about the trap.
I can land my point.
Okay.
There are girls today. They don't, that one you're saying makes sense. A lot of young girls today go to a club, have fun, meet a guy, he's hot, he's nice, bada bing, bada bang, happened.
Without protection.
They didn't process this thing. I say, they do it. Can I
without protection.
They do a lot of careless mistakes.
Beautiful. Then this happens and you come back and you start crying. So I'm just trying to help those people who are still using their head.
Okay.
That if you have to do all the fun, please consider some of this, because anything can happen. Belle can come aside. And when Belle come aside, would you now want to get married to the person who you know on a normal day will not take care of you because Belle has come aside? So protect yourself. Now, when that pregnancy comes and they are now trying to tell you, okay, you have to get, you don't get Belle, you have to be married on that, you have to be... Ask yourself, can I be in this relationship? Is it okay for me to walk away and raise my child? You don't necessarily have to force yourself into a marriage that you know will not work because you're pregnant. Because that child you're trying to protect, you will end up destroying that child. That's what I wanted to say.
The goal is marriage. Let's not miss the goal. There are 1,001 women whose goal is get married or die trying. So their goal is to target any responsible guy, whether he's engaged or not, get Belle for him. Do whatever you can. When you get Belle for him, disrupt his life. You show up in his mother's house who did not know you when you were his friend in the office. Show up in his father's life who never knew you existed. Come and tell them how irresponsible their son is. that you want to trap him, or you've succeeded in trapping him with pregnancies. Just because you are talking, I want to bring that angle. There's also the ones who make mistake, and then there's the empowerment plan girls. The girls who, when the guy comes to them and says that, you know, in my family, yes, we're well-to-do, but my parents just want me to be sure that, you know, you are fertile. Their own is that it's an empowerment plan. Bros, try as much as you can. If they carry the miscarriage, they will go and try and carry it again. Those are the empowerment girls. So there are girls who consider marriage the achievement, who will do anything for it. And a lot of times, these guys are victims. You will find a guy who is on his path trying to get married to someone he's studying, has all the goals, all the dreams that you just highlighted as the ideal. And one out of nowhere girl ends up spending the rest of his 30 years with him before he can get out of that trap because she came with a pregnancy. And she will insist on staying in that marriage whether they are happy or not, sad or not.
So what are you saying, Nima? I want to be sure I understand you.
No.
So in that kind of situation where she feels that you are responsible for this pregnancy, take responsibility.
No.
Are you saying that
she does not just
outside?
She does not just feel
wedlock.
That she gets pregnant outside wedlock, one. But she doesn't just feel that he must take the pregnancy whether it's his or not, because she might even be certain it's not his. The goal is to use the pregnancy to get him
married.
That's Nollywood now.
No, why you they talk like this?
I know they like this kind of
You haven't even heard
I know they even like this kind of
statistics.
Will they bring and come with the We were just
Yes,
assessing this
women,
Nollywood. Nollywood gone got nothing on
Nollywood
these
is
people.
reality now.
Yes.
Nollywood is. Don't you see how people watch Nollywood with rapt attention?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Have you watched me with those people who can gist?
My husband is number one.
They know
The guys in my house.
Everything. Bro, just pause it. Let's analyze.
You know that
That's another father in heaven. I can't watch. Can I just watch this movie?
I'm telling you. But that's the reality.
Have you seen where my girls in the house, they are watching, when they be narrating and breaking down the story, you just looking at them. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let's bring it back home to this conversation. Why? Let me come to you, because listen, as I said, people do things with certain intentions, and the intention of our parents then was the interest of the child. And BC has told us that either way, the child gets married, and that could also be a damaged child, even in or out. But you see, sometimes it's the acceptability a woman gets, that you accept that this child belongs to me. I don't necessarily want to get married to you, but are we saying in this conversation now that all a woman wants is just accept the child? I don't need to marry you, because is that better than insisting on marriage for the sake of the child? That's really.
You have a celebrity case. Okay, is your question?
Who is the celebrity case?
Answer now.
No, tell me the celebrity case.
Why case? No, when I was talking to you, I just said we have a celebrity case of a woman, a popular woman in this country who got pregnant for a man going through divorce, and it wasn't final at the time. She insisted till today. She remains a single parent to her daughter, even though the divorce later fell through. She just thought, the reasons for that divorce wasn't strong basis, and she's popular. Google it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
A friend of the house.
What's your perspective on this matter?
My own is, I don't think any man should feel obliged. Because the point is, once it's two consenting adults, if a baby comes, I will look after my baby.
Can co-parent.
We can co-parent. I don't think any man feel obligated, and I don't think any woman should also feel obliged to marry if she doesn't love the guy enough. I think people can live separate lives. You see, the thing is, for me, I am one of those people that believe in, I must love the guy, I must want the guy, for him to be my husband. I'm one of those people, maybe fairy tale. I don't believe.
But what if he doesn't want you?
I don't think it's
Does he want
calculation. No, how much does he earn a year? Because I can marry you and you don't. And
Must he want you?
Eh?
Must he want you back?
Yes, we must want each other. It must be a mutual thing.
Yes.
So, I don't think pregnancy should make you feel obligated.
That's because you're coming from a good place.
I would like you to
You know what?
expand on
Nima,
it.
let me set this as an example. I know of a story. I don't know. I can't confirm the story, but I know somebody gave me this gist. And it worked out for her. So she was in university, and she saw this rich guy. I want to mention, it's a real life story. And herself and her sister planned it, how she will find a way to trap this person. In fact, they were just about it because the sister was even shocked that it worked. It was just like all those careless, girlfriend thingy. They found a way, saw him in the club. They knew he goes there all the time. Did the seduction. They knew his very rich family. They knew he was married. All she wanted to do was just get pregnant. Eventually, she got pregnant for him. And she wanted that to be, she wanted to hook him up to get married. The man refused to marry her. But she was still somewhere there, collecting money and just being with the guy. Eventually, the man had reasons to divorce his first wife for a different reason. Something happened. The first wife, like, kia. Auntie entered the house. And today, I'm speaking to you.
For a different reason, you have to link it.
Well, I don't know the story, but I just heard that that man eventually left the wife. I don't know what reason.
They say the end justifies
but this girl now has entered the marriage. She's with the guy, and now she's madam. And it's like, she's doing well.
She has
had more kids. So the point is that till the end, looking like it's justified, this means, at least I've entered. I did what I wanted to. And the guy is wealthy.
So but if she's not making his life miserable.
When somebody sees that story, she'll now say, I'm pregnant for you. You must take this pregnancy. She will insist on
this. This is what I wanted YK to expand
First, do DNA now. That's your own.
Yes, in those cases, I would love to see women say, okay, this accept that, this was a mistake on the side. When the guy is saying, I know this happens, you want us to marry, can I just have a DNA? Just to be sure what I'm getting into. Don't come and start getting emotional and start saying, hey, are you questioning me? Auntie, they didn't marry you. The circumstances itself was questionable. I handled the property recovery where a woman decided to hold on to the properties of a man because he insists he's the father of a child and he's a married man. The man's wife said, okay, this is okay. Can you just ask her for a DNA so we know where we are going? So, just so
sure.
She was on the part of let's co-parent, let's maintain. Because I counseled all parties, the man and his wife particularly, that she agreed that if it's my husband's child, we must parent that girl. We must provide for her needs and all of that. But the baby mama say, they cannot have the sample of a child. That to ask for the sample is to question, Auntie, you slept with a married man. What are we going back and forth for? She made it life tough and she had backup from her side. Another lawyer telling her, insist on it. How does somebody start maintaining a child? Is it when the child is 20-something years before we discover whether the child is truly his or not? You are the only one who has that answer. Release it. Women should start to have this largesse of art that if you can think trapping a man is okay, think of, giving him some answers. Also,
did they do the DNA in the end?
She didn't agree.
But why do we always say it's trapping?
She never agreed.
The man that went to...
it is okay.
Find extracurricular activities.
It's the two of them who have curricular activities.
You
see, if a man wanted to have curricular activity with me, it will not happen. So we cannot be having the conversation. If my husband wakes up tomorrow and says, I want to have a DNA of these children, I will gladly submit it. But I will not. When the results come, I will not be there. That's the honest truth.
That's a breach of trust on you.
Because I have fulfilled my side. He didn't just pick me on the side of the road. That's not how we met. I have honored him before I met him.
But to be a breach of trust, I wouldn't like that.
No, it's a breach of trust. Yeah. But if he needs the answers, he's going to get the answers. Just what happens after the answer might be another business entirely.
Okay.
Because then it's now between me and you. But say you want to show whether the children are born for you are your own, please go ahead, have a day. When you are sure, can you allow me my own peace of mind? Because I cannot be with somebody who doesn't trust me.
Yeah.
So it's a different matter.
Yeah.
Women should start to put it in perspective. This trapping thing is seriously a business. I met a young girl, I was talking to her. He was the one who said that if I don't get pregnant, that's what they do in the church. I said, okay, fine, in your own church. She got pregnant. 9 months into pregnancy, you don't have a plan, an empowerment, anything. You have a child, you're now insisting. He has left the house, so you should come and see you. He didn't even leave food money. I said, Auntie, did you come here? Was this an empowerment plan for you?
Yes,
you have a child. Will you get up and feed your child? And she felt like I was being too harsh. I told her, I said, you didn't have proper mothering. Your mother should have mothered you properly. Because you don't bring a child into this life without a plan on your side, talk less of the side of your partner.
Nima, I'm so happy you went there because the world that we live in today, we are both working, husband and wife. Where are we always making the man
provide?
Be the provider.
Sole provider.
You.
A lot of women don't say, you are the one, you will pay the school fees, you will do this. Can't you help the man?
We can help when we want to help. So the thing is, the man should take his position as a sole provider. The man is the hero. And when you don't allow them to play hero, no, listen, no. Let me
you want to kill hero?
No, he cannot die. I'm there to support him. When he cannot play hero, he'll be playing it somewhere. So play it with me. Don't go outside and play it.
an
Because
assumption.
every man is an assumption, and I've seen it play out in so many relationships. So when you take over the hero stuff, he has nothing to do with you there, and he just plays where he has put him, and he goes outside to play hero for somebody
You
else.
see, we don't
The
have
man's
plenty time.
Yeah,
I want
the
us to
man's
bring us.
instinct
I want us to bring us.
is
I want
to be a hero.
I want you to come back to the original issue
Yes.
of okay, a young girl meets a guy. There's not married men now.
Okay.
Two lovers,
2 young people.
two young people
Single
fall in
people.
love, and then she gets pregnant, and he is not ready for marriage. Now, unfortunately, she has to carry this baby out to term and stop all what she's doing because of the baby.
Yeah.
Now, when she's now done, her family is forcing her to marry him and be forcing him to pay. You must marry this child must not give birth to this child outside. But the boy feels like, listen,
I don't want to
I have big dreams. I want to go out. I want to travel to the world. I want to do this. I'm not ready to stay. Should he sacrifice his dreams because he impregnated his high school, his university lover? Should he stop that dream and say, I can't, because of her? Or should they be forced to marry so that even though when he's going with his dream, he knows that I have a wife in Nigeria. that at
I
least-
disagree that you should force anybody to marry. So what I tell people is, we have protection for a reason. You are getting into a
don't miss out,
relationship.
Reggie.
Don't happen now,
No,
it
hold
don't
on.
happen.
Now, hold on now. You are getting, I had friends
but
in the
it
university. Hold on.
don't happen
I
now.
wait. I had friends in the university who were so scared of pregnancy that they will not even do anything. And if they had to do anything, they would do with protection. That's one. So don't blame anybody that she took in. You put it there.
Okay.
That's one. Now that it has happened, I would be a bit selfish here. If I didn't have any intentions of proceeding, I'm talking as a man, and maybe you are not my type, we found ourselves in that thing, I'm not going to be trapped by you. I will go for my life. Okay, you have the belle, you want to keep the belle, no problem. I would get my parents to see what they can do for you. If they have to pay bills, if they have to sponsor
I'm
you,
not your
if they
parent.
have to take care. No, listen now. You want me to live my dream and come and do it? No problem. But I will not marry you. That's the thing. You see that marriage you're looking for, you will not find it because I don't want to marry you. I don't want to be trapped because of a child. You know what will happen? I will begin to resent that child. We have seen children who are raised in that sort of situation where the man knows I don't love your mother.
When are you marrying him? Now you go sleep with him.
No, I can sleep with you. I don't want to marry you.
I bet make I
Let me
just
see-
quickly
let me get the counter
talk
opinion on
something.
this.
You see, you are talking, the resentment usually comes from the woman, and how does it come? When the man continues with his flying dream.
Before.
And the woman has to sacrifice because now she carry
Nobody
Yes.
beg
9 months
you.
load. This is the price.
Yeah.
If I am the mother of the man, now both people go lose their dream. If you want to dream well, oh, face your future and rein your something, your third
Yes.
leg. Rein it inside and shit it very well. Tie it to
It
tap
will not
up.
be easy for you,
If,
for your son.
if
Forget
you
it.
no, the truth is,
won't
if
do
a young girl gets married, gets pregnant for you by mistake, you get a job. That's what my mama warned me,
But Nima,
and that's
it's
why I
not-
stayed
no,
away
no,
from.
it's not
Let me tell
possible
you, it
for
happens.
you.
I've seen it.
You've worked
See
all
your
your life.
son now, Imran.
You've worked all your
Sweet
life
boy.
for your child.
Wants to be an engineer.
Morayo.
You've worked all your life for your child
should
to
know
become this
better.
high flyer.
He's-
Now he has impregnated a girl. Is it possible for you to allow him
See,
to stop that?
I will not force them into a marriage.
Obiajulu, they asked you question. He says, see, man, now.
Engineer.
Let's not bring
I have said
engineer.
I will
Let's
not,
make it.
I will
Let's
not
bring the
allow
man.
my
You can
kids
bring
or my
campus,
family
okay.
to
I
be
don't have a
addressed on
problem.
this show again.
You
It
can bring
has
your
happened in the past. I will not address it
Yes, exactly.
for a reason. But
Yeah.
if a son is raised,
Yes.
let that son understand there's consequence for him as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't give him the freedom to. The moment he starts, there's a popular somebody there that told somebody to go and drink something over her brother's pregnancy. You did not raise your brother to be upright. That's why you can be talking anyhow. Yes, raise your brother to be responsible. By the time he knows the load. I remember my mom and her 3 friends, these my 3 mothers, when they had this conversation with me. They told me, in my house, you are free, because as we they train you now, when I know they hear word, no problem. But when the time comes, the consequence of it is that your life will stall. I will not
that's
force
what
you
we
to go
used
to his
to
house,
threaten
but
them.
you will become a mother as quickly as you started it.
We say
The
that.
reason, the truth is that the woman will have to find the food. If a boy gets her pregnant, let the boy to be bringing money. Let the parents ensure he gets a job.
Some boys, they
The
run,
setback he will get
Nima.
prevent him from
Wait,
2-3 pregnancies. But when you see the trajectory that happens in our society, the boy that gets the first girl pregnant eventually gets 2-3 others pregnant because he did not take care of the responsibility of the first one.
Nima, some
The
boys,
family
they
will
run.
come in. Some mothers will even become magnanimous grandmothers. They will collect the child from the girl, back him and say, my son cannot raise,
Some boys will
Okay,
raise
so
the child.
let's bring it realistically. Nima.
Responsibility.
If a mother, let's put
Right,
it,
it's
a
very
mother.
realistic.
Wait.
It is the selfish part that allows mothers of the sons say their own son is not the one carrying the pregnancy.
But is it
if
possible
the pregnancy is not in
to find a
question,
middle ground, Nima? Is it possible for, if you allow your son to live his dreams and you as a mother or father say, I'll take responsibility, every single thing my son should be doing.
Their life should continue.
Like,
We take
I would help
responsibility.
you
No, you
in
can be-
providing money. I'll do everything for this child. But my son is still going to Canada. Let's be know, because if because I'm just saying, I want us to find a solution, because there are many
it's not a
mothers
problem.
who are watching right now.
What I'm
thinking,
saying is
"Would I
actually a
support my son
solution.
to-"
So it's not compulsory for it to be every mother's dream.
Yes.
But I have seen a family friend, not many,
Yeah.
just one person who did the same thing.
Yeah.
And it worked out for her.
Yeah.
Because that setback that boy had till tomorrow, that child was 12 years different from the younger one. That's the number of years gap they had. But that one time made that boy sit up in his life.
Did he marry the woman?
No, he didn't. But he took care of his child.
Of course, he will.
He got a job. In fact, the work experience he got was as an example. The parents got him a job instead of sending him off to school. You want to go to school, what thing they do for the other side now?
Yeah.
Because if you let him go to school, the girl grows up resentful, sometimes not feel life out of their babies.
Can I ask you this question? What if the boy runs away? Because a lot of
Girls
men,
who have been running
No,
away.
wait,
Adam may
see.
run away now. May Allah rest her soul. Girls have been running away with pregnancies when their parents kick them out in the dark. Nobody knows what happens to the boys.
Nima,
Consequence must
you
be.
don't even see
So
the
the
boy.
question first, the boy don't disappear.
He disappear.
We are talking
You gonna
as the
find
parents
out
of the boy. You are talking now as the parent of the girl.
No,
The parent of the
no,
girl
I'm
now.
not talking as the parent of the
We
girl.
have to wrap up.
Let me explain something. A lot of people, they meet and the parents are not even involved. I don't even know your house. We are meeting, we're in university, we are meeting in the hostel. I don't know your house. I can't tell you, say I get belay. Okay, I'm coming. You go find the boy tired. You don't know your house now.
That kind of girl is on her
In
own.
that case.
Okay,
So
let's
let's establish something. So when we teach our children now, we have children that are growing up, and we tell them that every action has consequences. If you get anybody pregnant, you are going to stay away from school. You are going to do this. You are going to make sure that you take care of the child. I will not deny you. I will still love you unconditionally, but you will bear the consequences. We all say that. But the reality of the matter is, when it happens, you are processing as a parent differently. You are saying, do I pause these kids to whether the girl, I'm not saying the girl should take all the responsibility, the girl, the boy, should I pause they have so much dreams in front of them. You see your children come back, they have their A's, they have their, I want to go to Harvard, I want to go to this, I want to go there. They have all of those dreams laid out. And then this mistake, should I now say, because you have made this mistake, pause your life and go? Most parents don't think that way. And that is okay. That's selfish, but that's okay. So the thing is, okay, we can keep her here. That if actually you are the owner of the pregnancy, bring her home. She gives birth to the baby. She goes back to school. We, as the grandparents, we take care of the baby. We cannot throw away the baby at the bathwater. We have to be really realistic. You have made the mistake, and it's going to set you back a bit. Because for that time this girl is pregnant, two of you are going to be here to see how it's done. But afterwards, will I now keep them from not going to school at all?
After they don't born, and they will decide.
But see, I have a story. My former boss, and I won't mention her name, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing her story. I used to work with her. She was my direct boss. She had exactly that situation. She got pregnant. Of course, she didn't love the guy. So, and the guy left, moved on with his own dreams. She gave birth to the child, left the child with her parents, moved to Lagos to start a whole new life, continued her life. Her parents diligently raised that child. That child always knew her as auntie. He called her auntie all through his life till he became a teenager. I think maybe until like maybe 17 or so. And they now introduced him properly. This is your mother. It was heartbreaking for both of them for a while, but explain to the boy, this is why we had to do that.
Thank you for establishing what I meant.
She now asked for his forgiveness, and now they are close.
You have established what I meant as consequence. She did not get somebody pregnant and disappeared.
Yes.
She had a child. She suffered a setback.
Yes.
Of course.
Then she picked up her life again. It has to be both parties. It is wrong traditionally that has happened over years, and I've seen it change when somebody did something different. By telling her son, you got this girl pregnant, both of you are stepping out. It was in
Yes.
secondary school.
Yeah.
And when they did, they got back their lives later.
Yes.
But that child,
We have
then-
landed in the same
and the mother would every month call her son when he was in town.
So
Send
you
money
agree
for
that
food.
no,
Send money for
nobody
food.
should be obligated.
No,
You
no, no.
agree?
They have to
Obligated
wrap
to
up.
marry. Obligated.
We didn't take
No, to marry.
Yes.
That was Moyal's
No,
question.
nobody
We have.
I did not
we
disagree.
didn't take any comments on social media. Obviously, this is just our conversation. When
They did not drop it
They
on
will be
Twitter.
fine.
Thanks so much. That
dropping
is
later.
all. We do apologize. We heard that the show had to cut off on DSTV, I believe. And
okay,
but
there's
we know
one.
it showed on social media pages and also on GOTV. Looking him at 5 seconds.
Okay, girl carry belle, you know me say you go marry her. You see, say the boy leg never strong until try use postinor. Now this.
Okay, that's all we can
June,
say. Have a great day.
having a child cannot be described as a mistake. Did they fall into bed by accident?
Yeah, well, okay. That's all we can take on today's show.